All right, well, let's get into the story that we've been talking about, which is a car bombing that happened outside of Moscow. And, of course, the media, you got to be careful with the narrative engineers. Almost anything they're trying to tell you for a purpose, and it usually is not a purpose that is beneficial to you. And they're saying that there was a car bomb. Somebody was trying to take out Putin's brain. Somebody was trying to take out Putin's brain, a guy named Alexander Dugin, who is a Russian intellectual and kind of a mid-level professor, and he basically has this idea that Russia should rule the world. I mean, if you just want to sum it up, he says Russia should basically rule the Eurasian continent from Dublin all the way over to, I think it's Vladivostok on the other coast.
Did we ever hear about this guy?
Nobody's ever heard of this guy in the States, except for policy wonks at the very highest level on Russian issues. Nobody's ever heard of this guy. And but it's so interesting what happened. It's very tragic as well because, I mean, you see the aftermath. The video's out there if you want to watch it. You see the aftermath of the car bomb. Apparently, for some reason, and we don't have nothing's been reported to suggest that he had any inkling that there was a car bomb on his Toyota Land Cruiser, but at the last minute, he decided to ride in a different car, and his daughter took his Land Cruiser to drive from the one location to the next location that they were going to, and so the car blew up. Now, Pat, as you mentioned, she's a TV presenter, so she's a personality in her own right, but not nearly as controversial as her father is with his ideas, but the car blew up. She apparently was killed instantly. It looked like a pretty horrific explosion. The car was on fire, and you see him because again they were like caravanning one car after another. You see him at the scene holding his head, and he looks to me completely shocked about the situation. His daughter was killed. Obviously, the bomb was meant for him. He was supposed to be in that Land Cruiser, and of course, at this point, we don't know who conducted that operation. But the FSB, which is the old KGB, is now called the FSB in Russia. They've said that they believe it was a contract killing, and I don't know exactly what they mean by that, but I think there's a message there. We don't have enough details to sort of run with any of our suppositions or thoughts yet on this story, but this could lead to some type of increasing hostilities with Ukraine because it's being talked about that the Ukrainians wanted to take out Putin's brain, the guy that gave Putin the reason to invade Ukraine. And by the way, I want to make this point. There's no reason to believe this guy's Putin's brain. I could not even find a photograph of him with Putin or anything official that's ever been said by the Russian government about this guy or any strong connection between him and Putin. So, they always talked about Karl Rove during the George W. Bush years as Bush's brain because they were trying to say Bush was an idiot. And Karl Rove was the one that did all the thinking, or maybe Dick Cheney. Sometimes they would refer to these guys as Bush's brain, right? But there's no reason really that I can find, and I was digging into this heavy to try and find some connection between him and Putin or some kind of official adoption of his thought process or even mention of him officially, and you just can't find it. So, the story that we're being told is Ukraine took him out. And then I guess what we're going to be told is that Russians are retaliating against Ukraine for that car bombing. And where does the truth lie? Gosh, who knows anymore because we can't trust the media. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. And if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.